Welcome to another episode of Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
In this episode, we're going behind the scenes with our crew, not only here at Closet Factory, but with our crew from our TV show.
That's right. First, we'll visit Kathleen, who's our show's editor, who could only see so many projects while editing our show for the past 10 seasons before she had to do a home renovation of her own.
Then we'll sit down with Nick, our operations manager, who will give you a behind-the-scenes look at how all of our designs come to life in our on-site factory before they head out the door to become your home's newest additions.
All that and more on this episode of Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, born and raised. I have 3 jobs. I started my own tutoring company called Beach House Literacy back in the last fall, tutoring children to learn how to read and help with their reading comprehension skills. I'm also the social media manager for Nancy Thomas Gallery. She's an internationally known American artist. And finally, I started an editing company called Beach House Editing back in 2014. And I actually edit Operation Reorganization. Today we're in my home. It's a 1956 co-op. I bought this unit in 2017. I've done some renovations since I've lived here. I redid the dining room and living room floors, and I also painted the kitchen, did new lighting in the kitchen, as well as did new flooring in the kitchen as well. Because this is a 1956 house, there was not a premium put on closets. The primary closet is a decent sized closet, technically a walk-in, but what happens is it's so skinny that I couldn't technically walk in. So it kind of defeated the purpose. So I wanted to call Closet Factory. After being the editor of this show, I could only see so many people get so many beautiful closets before I wanted one for myself. It wasn't a search at all. I knew Closet Factory was the only company for me. And when they assigned me Brittany, it was just perfect. I already knew her. I felt like I knew her. And I feel like I know everyone at Closet Factory, but in real life, they don't know me. So it's always a little jarring when I'm like, hey, how you been? And they've never met me before. So Brittany came over and she measured my space and listened to my ideas of what I needed. And that day she had it on the computer and we went from there.
Hey, it's me, Brittany, again. I'm here at Kathleen Burns' house to look at her primary closet that I designed a few months back. She's been living in with it now for a few months, and from what I hear, she absolutely loves it. The first time I came to Kathleen's house, I was just blown away by how adorable and full of character her home is. It's a 1950s co-op, and it's just so cute. She has done such a good job decorating and really bringing her personality into her space. But when she took me into her closet and showed me what she was working with, I understood why she gave us a call, because she had 2 rods down the left and right side of her closet, and it is a walk-in closet, but the way it was put together made it impossible to walk into. So we reimagined it together, and I took into account all of her wants and needs for her space, and we brought it to life. We wanted to maximize the vertical space in there so that she had made the most of her wall space. So we ended up hanging across the longest wall, which was her back wall. And then she really wanted to accommodate her folded items within her closet to make her closet her dressing room. She eliminated the need for a dresser in her bedroom and brought all of her folded items into her closet with a drawer bank on one side, and then we did shelving on the other so she could put more folded items or shoes and just really max out her wall space.
The great thing about Brittany is that she thought about everything, and she noticed that I had a lot of scarves, so she mentioned that we could do scarf racks. And actually I have two, and you don't even notice them when they're not extended. So they push into the wall beautifully, and you don't even think about them until you need your scarf. Being the editor of Operation Reorganization, I actually didn't go to the showroom because I feel like I've seen the showroom so many times, and I know all of the features and styles that they have to offer. So I just spoke with Brittany and I said, this is exactly what I want. Scheduled an install and it went perfectly. Install day came, and I always hear about how great they are on all of the episodes that I edit. But seeing it in person, it really is true what everyone says. My installer was Doug, and I felt like I already knew him because he was on other episodes that I've edited, and he didn't know me, but that's okay. He was great. It was just him, and he did it, I think, in about 2 hours, and I was amazed, as everyone else is, about how quick these things go up. Because Closet Factory has a factory in their facility, they pre-make and customize everything right there. So when the installer shows up, in this case Doug, he already has everything measured out, and he remeasures the space to make sure there's no inconsistencies, but everything just goes in so smoothly. Seeing the space for the first time was incredible. It was like a dream come true. I love the customization because initially when I was about to put in my clothes, I thought, ooh, this top hanging section is too high. But had it been, I could have just moved it down one rung, but it was actually perfect. That goes to the work that Brittany and Closet Factory do beforehand to make sure that the inventory of all your clothing and everything that you put in there is going to fit instantaneously without you having to do any additional work. So even with my shoes and such, I was able to put my shoes on one side and my drawers on the other, so my folded clothes on the other. And it's just a perfect space, and it really did fulfill my needs of having all of my clothing items in one space.
She is really, really happy with the final product, and so am I. I mean, it really looks really, really good, and we've maximized every inch of wall space in there. And I know that she's looking forward to doing more projects because, you know, once you start, you can't stop. Next one on her list is her pantry. So we're gonna get right to it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a consultation on that, take some measurements, and get a design done for her pantry. Really make her space work for her in the best way possible. She's so easy to work with, and she's part of the Closet Factory family.
So working with Closet Factory for so many years on the show, it's such a different experience being a customer, and they really treat their customers fantastically, and they really get the idea of customization. I've heard so many people that I edit say that it's such an addicting experience and you really can't stop at one, and it absolutely is true. I think I've got maybe 6 spaces left that I'm gonna do, starting next with my pantry, and then I'm actually going to have a consult with Brittany today about that, plus my special project that I want to do at the end of all the other spaces that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Murphy bed in my guest bedroom because I have it as my office space as well. Being a tutor, I provide my students with multi-sensory toolkits to work on our lessons. And so currently I have those just on wheelie carts in my closet of my guest bedroom. So I would really like a office space / guest bedroom, and I know Closet Factory is the only one that will be able to accommodate what I'm looking for. So I'm always amazed of how fast it can come together. I mean, you know, you just took the measurements a couple minutes ago, and now I'm looking at a CAD drawing. It's incredible.
Like to keep it fun, fast, and easy. You know, we can put these smaller spaces, especially on the CAD program, right then and there. You know, you're not waiting weeks to see what's available to you.
Absolutely.
So this program makes it really easy to show what's available to you. And, you know, if my initial vision doesn't match yours, we can work with the design until we get you there.
Awesome. Yeah, my main concern with my pantry is it goes really deep, but the layout is really weird. And I know I like organizing and compartmentalizing things, so I'd like some cubbies, and you were mentioning some pull-out drawers maybe.
Yeah, I prefer baskets personally in a pantry, a pull-out basket, because potato chips fit really nicely in there, but then also onions and potatoes and citrus fruits, things that need to breathe, sit nicely in a basket, and then they don't get all yucky inside your pantry. It just gives it sort of open air storage that's really accessible. And because you have those kind of really long return walls, but it's sort of narrow in there, I think having that basket that pulls out to you, brings your things to you, makes it really, really accessible for you.
Okay, maybe do some pull-out drawers as well inside the cubes.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's incredible.
We could do like a rollout tray or two if you want to store like linens or tea towels in there. That's a really nice space to do that. And those can be made into any size. Nothing's prefabricated here, so we make it specific to your specifications in your closet or your pantry in this case. But one thing that I always like to tell my clients is it's the smallest spaces that need the most help, because those are the ones that are really hurting for storage. So in these smaller spaces, we do everything we can to get you the most storage possible.
Working with Closet Factory has been so great, and I've loved working with these people and getting to know them even though they don't know me. But I do look forward to continuing to be a customer for many years to come, as well as editing the show for many years to come. So thank you, Closet Factory.
Kathleen is such an amazing person and a fantastic editor. And I'm not just saying that because she controls how I look in this very segment. Kathleen? It's better. Now let's sit down with Nick and see how our amazing designs come to life right here in our own on-site factory.
My name is Nick Defoe. I am the operations manager with the Closet Factory. I started here as an installer in 2013, and 2019 I took over as shop manager, and then not too long after that I assumed the role of operations manager. I oversee the installation and the production side of the business. I also deal with the designers on a day-to-day basis, helping them design in tricky spaces and coming up with solutions for them. I get here every morning about 6:30, 6:45. First thing I do is review any designs turned in the day before. I check them as soon as the designers turn them in to see if there's going to be any issues with the way it was designed, get ahead of any special order items that kind of take longer to get in. After that, I check on the installers, make sure they have everything that they need to get out the door. After I get the installers out the door, the shop and I have a meeting every morning at 8:30. And we kind of go over the day-to-day stuff, anything that they need to know for jobs coming up that is kind of out of the ordinary. So we meet every single day at 8:30 to go over that. And after the shop meeting, I go ahead and start working on the cut listing. So some of the terminology we use in this business, like CAD for example, is computer-aided design. And what the CAD program does is turns their drawings into a program that the CNC machine, which is a computer numerical control machine, can use to process the parts. When the designers are in the client's home and looking at the space that they're going to be designing, they have to take really accurate measurements, precise measurements, because once they put that into the CAD, it gives them the layout of the room and lets them know exactly what size cabinets they can put in to the space. And after they've drawn it in CAD, that's the measurements that I work off of to make sure that the CNC guys and the edge banders and everyone has the correct size parts and pieces to process. A lot of our jobs that we manufacture, we use an HPL or a high pressure laminate. It comes in multiple different finishes. I think right now we offer about 30 different finishes. We also use different plywood veneers depending on if we're going to be painting or staining a job. So we would use either a maple or a cherry plywood veneer, just depending on the type of finish that the client wants. We have a wide range of accessories for the clients to choose from. Everything from belt racks and valet rods, tie racks, different hampers, and everything comes in multiple different sizes, depths, heights, widths, different finishes. And we can get handles that match the baskets perfectly and valet rods that match the handles perfectly, so everything can kind of come together in one cohesive design. So we have 7 installers, so 7 vans that we send out every single day. Typically an installer will go out by himself. We try to keep one guy to a job, unless it's a larger job with heavier pieces where they may need a helper. But typically it's one guy per van and goes out and installs on average 1 job a day. Every day the installers get here in the morning, some of them about 7 o'clock, some of them earlier, and they have a cubby that contains their install paperwork for the day. So they have a schedule, a sheet with all the customer's information, and a set of drawings. And what they do from there is they'll go out and they'll check off piece by piece from a cart and load the van and try to get out of the shop by 8 to 8:30 every single morning. Because of all the work on the front end from the designers and from the production side, all the parts and pieces required for the job are stacked on one table, stacked in like sizes to make it easy for the installer to be able to check off the parts and pieces against the set of drawings and go out there and do the installation. It's like doing a giant puzzle. So they have a set of drawings that they work off of that comes directly from the CAD program. And so all the parts and pieces that go from the CAD to the CNC to the table are there. And all they have to do is assemble it. And we'll typically get a job done in 1 day. It just depends on obviously the size of the job. But most of the time we can get a job done in 1 day and the guys can be back at a decent time. You know, a typical installation will go anywhere from 8 o'clock in the morning to on average 3 to 4 o'clock in the evening. And then the space is ready for the client to use. At our facility, we have our showroom, we have our office space, our conference space, and then we have a 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility in the back. We have multiple CNC machines, an edge bander. We have some new machinery that we use to manufacture some of our own 5-piece doors. And then we have space for all of our specialty type work, like our drawer building, our laminate and new line of solid surface tops that we're offering, as well as some of our finishing work that we do, like spray, like painting and staining. I could tell you all about it, but I'd rather just show you. All right, so this is our 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility. So we'll go over here to kind of the first step of the process, which is the CNC machine. So all of our material comes in the back door on 5x9 sheets. And the first step of any project is gonna be the CNC machine, which is currently being loaded right now. So they'll take a program that is created by the CAD program and load a sheet of material on, select the proper program, and then press the start button, and the machine will cut each part and piece. So what this machine does is it takes the raw product that comes off the CNC machine and it will put a finished edge on any part and piece that requires it. Each part and piece has specific taping instructions because we don't tape every part all the way around. So all the visible parts of your shelves, your panels, and any of your locking shelves will get a nice finished edge at the end of this machine. All right, so our newest machine is over here. It is a bore and dowel machine, which allows us to build some of our own 5-piece doors in kind of a different way than we did before. It also gives us the capability to build drawers with hidden fasteners. So what it'll do is it actually takes programming done from our CAD program again and tells the machine whether to insert just a hole or a hole and a dowel.
and that allows us to build 5-piece doors, drawer boxes, pull-out trays, and shoe shelves with hidden fasteners. All right, so another area of the shop where we do a lot of the different finish work is the specialty work area. So over here we've got Andy, who builds all of our drawer boxes for us, and we've got Vernon back over here. He's been with the company actually for over 22 years, and right now he is building a 5-piece door with a glass insert. Back here we also do all of our laminate tops, our solid surface tops, and then any different finishing, painting of moldings, and staining of different units and trims and whatnot. So we do all that back in this area. All right, so over here is a part of the shop where we can use some of our own product to help stay organized. It's our consumable storage, which is all the parts and pieces that is not board product that our installers use every day to install. And so the way it works is pretty simple. There's 2 compartments in each drawer. So the installer will pull from the front compartment, and when this is empty, he will simply switch this card from a white card to a yellow card, which lets our receiver know that it's time to replenish this stock. Once it's replenished, we will simply put the white card back in, and we're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. As you can see here at Closet Factory, we really are a one-stop shop. And not only for closets, but garages, pantries, home offices, mudrooms to business offices. Anything that you can dream up, we can make a reality.
That'll do it for another episode of Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
We hope you enjoyed meeting our editor, Kathleen, and our operations manager, Nick, and learning about the process that starts with our designers working one-on-one with you and ends with your brand new home installation. Give us a call and see what we can do for you.
See you next time.